our viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, all of our listeners on the new U975 FM Multicultural Radio, Facebook and YouTube, all of our viewers. Thank you so much for choosing us, and a very, very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, but more importantly, absorb the relevant and important information we are about to share with you. Let me advise you, as I always encourage you, to have your pen and paper nearby, your phone, so you can take notes and important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. It's the middle of the work week. Of course, let's say good morning to Akua George, who is in Master Control. On behalf of our team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a wonderful day today. It's Wednesday, the 25th of January, 2023. It is a day and time we will never have the opportunity to have again in life. Tomorrow is not promised. So don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Do something constructive and productive with your time, all right? If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. That's someone special. Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of ZMB Communications Limited. And it says, the best thing about telling the truth is that you don't have to remember what you said. My God, this is so true. Because when you make one fib, you have to make about 100 after to keep that story going. So the best thing about telling the truth is that you don't have to remember what you said. Thank you so much, Akua. That came to us with the kind compliments of ZMB Communications Limited. And speaking of the law, the program is about the law today. Let me say a very good morning and a very warm welcome. He's no stranger, very much part of our programming and a strength here on Conversations now. He's handsome, he's charming, he's charismatic, and you know, he's full of life. And when it comes to the law, he's a walking institution. And of course, I am speaking of no other than attorney at law, Mr. Viren Surunarayan. A very warm welcome, sir. Nice to have you again.
Thanks for having me here again.
All the young ladies always send me messages. Zelisa, he's such a handsome young attorney. It's always nice to have you with us. And you're here to share your wealth of knowledge, but in a different capacity, because as much as we understand the dynamic work you and Ms. Kadir always do, especially in the lower segments when we talk about particular topics. Today, it is important that we set aside time to talk about the community justice clinic. Yes. Yes. I'm always very happy to share that information because I understand and know the troubles our people are facing. So it's always nice to take time on the program to highlight what's happening. And as we come closer to the month, the end of the month, you'll tell us what's happening this weekend. Of course.
So for all of our viewers who don't know us yet, we are a team of attorneys who partnered together with the TTPS, and we've actually begun something called the Community Justice Clinic. It would have started with Ms. Sajina Kadir.
Yes.
Yes, and she would have partnered.
The brainchild behind this.
Exactly, and she would have went to the TTPS with this initiative and then partnered with Mr. Michael Pear, Senior Superintendent now.
Yes.
And now, you know, they are the two heads, her being, you know, the head of the attorneys and him being the head of the officers in charge as well. Combined together now, you know, they've partnered and they've made this initiative into what it is now. And that's it.
You know, I'll tell you something. The more and more I think about it, that this thought came to her, this young dynamic attorney. Yeah. And she wears many hats. She's involved in, I don't know if people are aware, but she's involved in a lot of non-government organizations to give back to society. But just this very thought. And then to get people such as yourself, extraordinary, brilliant people who think along her lines and share the same common goal, and that goal is to help.
Of course.
And to think of, it's been a year and going, how many lives you would have transformed and helped, the peace you would have brought to so many lives. It's simply amazing. It
really is. And you know, just to have that ability to gather so much attorneys and get them in you know, different two areas that we go to. You know, it shows that Miss Kadir is a leader as well.
Oh,
And
certainly.
respected by all these attorneys.
Yes.
Enough so much that they come out on a Saturday from
I know.
8 a.m. in the morning
That's
to 2.
And that's what I say all the time. You work very hard. People will look at you and think, well, it is a very nice job, and
Yeah.
you know,
And
but it's also a very stressful job. And
That's
to
it.
take the days that you could rest and reflect and get your thoughts together to accumulate, or even out of your workspace, because sometimes you have cases that's
Very
difficult,
demanding.
and then you
Yeah.
also have to work. So you're giving up your time when you could be playing golf or going to the beach and or going, you know,
Of
do
course,
something with yourself or
Of
family
course.
time that you set aside to give back. I mean, that's awesome. And
that's it.
I really applaud you all for doing that.
And I applaud all the other attorneys as well too who's on board, because the thing is we have some very senior attorneys who's on the team as well.
Very much so.
And they as well, they have a very high caseload. They're doing lots and lots of Court of Appeal matters, High Court matters. They have deadline dates for filing documents. And you know, they still make that time to come out every Saturday, last Saturday of the month, to go and give out the help that's needed in these communities, needed by the members of the communities, to at least just take that first step. And I say it's really commendable. And you know, the TTPS as well, they have also been out there, because it's not only just you go there and you get free advice from attorneys, but if you need to speak to a police officer and you know, you think you're not getting help by your police station, you know, you could always come out there and you could speak to an officer.
I believe that's a win-win. That
Yeah.
aspect and that part of it is that you're not just getting to talk to competent, brilliant
Attorneys, yeah.
attorneys. You get the opportunity to meet, greet, and know the police in your area. And I think
Correct.
that's awesome. It's really important now. More so the times that we're facing and what's happening in the crime situation or domestic violence or things like that.
Exactly.
When you can have that one-on-one with the police officer, it's excellent.
Correct.
And the police in your area, it's excellent, especially those who are single parents and they need that extra support, that boost to help parent or guide that child to get them involved in positive things. It takes a village, right, to raise
Of
the
course.
children. So I think that's the plus and the win-win. It was well thought of, it's well executed, it's doing exceptionally well. And, you know, you'll tell us a little bit about what's happening this weekend.
So this weekend from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be having 2 community justice clinics. So if you were to attend one of these clinics, you'll be greeted with attorneys and police officers. And the location of these 2 events is in St. Joseph's Police Youth Club and the Teachers Community Center in Pointe-à-Pierre. So these are the 2 locations that you all can go to. And when you go there now and you need to speak with an attorney, you get that one-on-one with the attorney. Everything is private and confidential. So you don't have to worry about, you know, an officer listening or someone who is a member of the public just knowing your business. It's private, confidential, professional as well. And, you know, with the advice you're getting there, it's something that you know, you can go to another attorney's private office and you're going to be paying hundreds of dollars to get that advice. And you're coming out here now and you're getting it free, completely free of charge.
I think that is what is so special about this entire project, is that you guys recognize that our citizens need legal help, they need legal advice. And some people genuinely do not have the money to afford, they cannot, and they
Exactly.
don't know how or what to do when it comes to legal aid. They're just not aware, they're ignorant to the fact. Because the information is not out there in the, you follow?
Yeah,
it's
it's not easily accessible or understood by members of the public.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just a matter of ignorance. Ignorance in the sense that no knowledge of how to.
Yeah.
And so that is where you all step in and really help people and guide people.
Of course.
And I think that is amazing. And again, even though I will repeat myself a million times, I applaud you all because they're really people. People call me daily. They need help, they need advice, they don't know where to turn, what to do, and they're troubled. So when they know they could come out, and I like that you've always designated 2 different areas.
2 different parts as well.
Yes,
sure,
that's nice. So I see you have St. Joseph with the youth club,
Yep.
and then you have the Teachers Training College down in
down in Pointe-à-Pierre.
in Pointe-à-Pierre, which is really very good. what is also very good, and it's important for all of our viewers and listeners to know, is that if you are living in Maraval, or you're living in Santa Cruz, or you're living in Arima, and you're having the difficulty, and you could find yourself there, that's all right. They welcome anyone from anywhere. But the point is, they go to those areas. I know you establish yourself. You have a little walkabout in the area, so people could meet and greet, get to understand. You build an awareness. I like that. But it doesn't limit anybody in any part of, or if you're from Tobago and you're in Trinidad and you need help, you could go.
Correct. And we've had people from Tobago travel, take the boat, come down to our clinics already, you know.
That's awesome.
Even one time we had about 2 clinics in the south part of Trinidad, and someone left from Arima, came all the way down there to deal with his problem. And, you know, he was so happy at the end of the day. And, you know, he was so glad that something like this is happening around Trinidad. I mean, I'm so glad that the members of the public are coming out, because the thing is, you know, this initiative, it came about to help Trinidad on a whole, the members, you know, the people of Trinidad, because the thing is, once people get this advice now, they can start to change their life. And, you know, in changing your life now, you know, we get a better Trinidad on a whole.
You get first and foremost, let me tell you, you get a better family unit being happier in their home, because whatever problems they are going through in their home, or with extended family, or whatever legal issues they're having, you're stressed when you're having legal problems. You know, you're stressed, you can't function. So first and foremost, you fix that person, you fix the family, and by fixing the family, you're fixing the community, because they're not going out there with their stress self to cost somebody. Because if you're having a bad day, you're taking it out on everybody, You know what I mean? So you're really solving a lot of problems.
And sometimes you could be in a toxic relationship.
Exactly.
And the thing is, you know you need a divorce, but you're not so sure how to go about doing it.
How to get out of this. How will I survive after? What will happen to my children?
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people stay, as you've raised that, in abusive and toxic relationships, and they say, well, I'm doing it for the children. But sometimes it's much more harmful than children to stay in such an environment. And you yourself don't know that.
Exactly.
And they just need the proper advice, because they're talking to everybody, giving them their perspective and their advice, and it's confusing. But if you get the right advice, which is the legal advice, also you get the opportunity to speak to a police officer. To know how to deal, how to cope, what to do, what not to say. Get that intervention is simply a win-win to that person. So it solves a number of different problems.
And the thing is, the attorneys who are on board, you know, a lot of the members of the public, they have this little stigma with attorneys, you know. Attorneys, you know, they're very stuck up and whatnot. I can safely say that all the attorneys on our panel are very warm, friendly, welcoming.
You know, I beg to differ how people think, because before I would think the same way. You know, you've got there's a stigma. You're intimidated, you're afraid because, oh, you hear the word lawyer, and you're a little intimidated. But that is so far from the truth. I think if you open up and you talk to your attorney, you should have that feeling of that one-on-one where you feel comfortable, you feel safe, that you're going to get the right advice, and not have that barrier. You know, you break the wall, and you have that one-on-one that you could communicate, and that is important.
And we always want people to have those sort of feelings when they come to us and the clinics. Because we want them to know, you know, you may think the world is against you, but we're here to help you, you know, hold your hand and move forward. Just give you that little nudge that you need to get out of whatever situation you're in, or face whatever problems you're facing. I mean, you may be doing the correct thing, and you may not know you're doing the correct thing. But sometimes you need someone to come and tell you, you know, you're doing the right thing. Keep on doing what you're doing, right? And with an attorney telling you that now, you know, we're backed by, you know, our knowledge, our legal knowledge. And we're telling you, you know, go ahead, keep going, keep pushing, because there's going to be, you know, a doorway at the end of this dark little path.
Don't give up. Don't procrastinate. And always know that to every problem there's a solution. And some of you may be saying, well, you're not in the hot water, or you don't know what you're going through. But the fact is, this moment will pass. but you have to take control of the moment. Sometimes we allow a situation to get the better of us, and we're only human, and that's fact and reality. You know, we're not mechanical, we're human, we have feelings, but we cannot allow the feelings to take control of the decisions and the choices that we make.
Correct.
So we have to always understand this moment will pass, this situation, there's a solution to it, but I have to do something to get to have it solved. And doing something is getting out of your comfort zone and thinking it's going to happen and doing nothing. You have to get up and do something.
Correct.
And the first step is understanding I have a problem and I need to get help. And going out and getting help is the first step. All right? And so when we come back, we'll tell you a little bit more about the Justice Community Clinic and how it can help you, especially if you're in a battle, you're challenged with a problem, whatever, you know, legal situation that you need to take to get out of it, to have the problem solved. We will continue to discuss it when we return, all right? Stay with us again to all of our listeners on the new U975 FM Multicultural Radio, Synergy TV, Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for choosing us. Stay with us. Let's go to these important messages, and when we return, we continue our conversation with the learned attorney at law, Mr. Viren Narai. Stay with us.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Hoover Car Park, Hoover, 98 Endeavour Road, Chagones, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trinity. Super Quality Supermarket.
The carnival season is upon us. Chutney Soca News, in collaboration with ZMB Communications Limited, is bringing the fun and excitement to you. We are throwing a studio party. Get ready for CSN Live. Live interviews, a live audience, live entertainment, and so much more. This and every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Broadcasting live on Facebook on Chutney Soca News TT, U97.5 FM, Multicultural Radio, and ZMB Communications. You can also look out for the rebroadcast on YouTube on ZMB Communications Limited and Chutney Soca News every Monday at 8 p.m.
Visit Agri Savers Limited, number 19 Orange Grove Trace, St. Augustine, for all your agriculture, livestock, pet, agri-equipment, hydroponics, cannabis, fishing tackle supplies and much more. Open Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contact 473-6074, 663-1094. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
The Untold Truth, every Friday at 6 p.m. The journey has just begun with Master Eric. Zelisa. A new kind of podcast getting to the root of hidden knowledge. You can join us on Facebook,
Conversations with Zelisa, TT.
and YouTube, Master Eric. Your journey has just begun.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. Today we're talking about the Community Justice Clinic. It's a clinic that's hosted by a battery of attorneys that get together once a month, come out into the communities, into the areas, and they partner with the police service in that area. And so far they've had success, I would say, great success. You did extend an invitation to our listeners and our viewers. If you may have any questions or any concerns, you want to find out, you have a question about the Community Justice Clinic and how it could help you, please feel free to call or send a WhatsApp to 3847142. That's 3847142. And, you know, learned attorney at law, Mr. Viren Surindarai, will be happy to address whatever question you may have, what concern you may have, you want to find out more about it or how it could assist you. Perhaps you've got a particular case and you don't know how to move forward, then he'll advise you if you qualify and how they can assist and guide you as well, and you know, get you on the way to getting a solution to that problem that you may be in, and of course the right solution. Right? Some people do the wrong things to find solutions, and they go to the wrong places to find solutions, and they find themselves in even more hot water and problems. So if you do the right things and you follow their guidance step by step, you're going to get results. You're going to get success.
Of course.
But it's about making the right choices.
And the thing is, it's about following the guidelines.
Yeah.
Some people just pick and choose what you're saying, and you know, after picking and choosing, they go their own way and they say the attorney said to do this. You know, we give you an order for a reason.
Right.
And, you know, if you don't understand the reason, just follow the order at least.
Good.
So, if anyone wants to call in,
you're welcome to call in at 3847142. Thank you so much, Georgie. 3847142, and rather radio or television. And a gentle reminder, when you call, please take the volume down on your TV or your radio, or you can send me a WhatsApp and I'll read it to the learned attorney here. Later on, I believe Miss Kadir will be joining us via the telephone line. I know she's very consumed, but she always makes the time for us. So she should be joining us later on in the program, I'm told, via telephone, which would be brilliant. Again, so just a gentle reminder, Akua, Mr. Director, can you get that flyer up so that perhaps we could talk a little bit about where they're going to be at? I'll appreciate that very much, and remind people. So my friends, for our viewers and our listeners, it's about the Community Justice Clinic. Get free confidential legal advice. Speak to an attorney on private and civil matters such as domestic violence, matrimonial grievances, divorce, custody access, maintenance, and much more. Now, I want you to know the number that you can call for further details and information, 6890044. That's 6890044. So all of our viewers, all of our listeners, if you want further details, ensure that you call that number and they can guide you accordingly. Yeah?
And as you would have seen from the flyer, some viewers may have seen just now, that was an old flyer. So our locations again will be at St. Joseph and at Pointe-à-Pierre. So, and also we do not do any criminal work. So we do not give any criminal advice. We just stick with civil matters. Civil matters being things such as land, family, wills and probate, domestic violence. You know.
I see you have maintenance there too.
Maintenance,
because a lot of people lack that. They lack the responsibility and do not take the responsibility of being a parent and standing up to their responsibilities and duties. So we have a lot of deadbeat dads. We have some deadbeat mothers too, which is a fact. That don't take that responsibility, and they live life recklessly, not understanding this is my responsibility and my duty, and so they don't pay maintenance, but yet they're drinking in every bar, they lime and they buy Cora every Monday, but they can't pay maintenance for their children.
Exactly.
Get help, get some advice, ladies, and men. Yeah, because I want to be fair here.
Of course.
So I'm told that Ms. Kadir will be joining us later on, as well as Superintendent Mr. Michael Pierre will also be joining us via the telephone line, and he's simply brilliant as well. So he's a walking institution by himself as well.
He has a way with words.
He has, with people as well.
People as well.
And that's important.
And at those clinics as well, I've even seen it with my own eyes. Mr. Pierre, he doesn't even delegate, you know, police duties alone to just those under him. He even talks to members of the public and also assists them in dealing with their problems as well.
Yeah.
And this is a senior superintendent, Michael Pierre. And you know, I think that's just brilliant. You know, not just delegating it for everyone below, but taking it upon yourself and
What
doing that extra mile.
Well, I'll tell you what I like, Council. I like the fact that, yes, he's senior superintendent. Let's respect the man's
Of
title.
course.
But you know what I really like about him? Honestly, he is so down to earth, grassroots, could relate
to everything,
to
yes.
everyone and every situation, give you an advice. I like his perspective in thinking.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I would get him and I would say live on air, you know, well, you know what's going on in the crime situation and what's happening. But, you know, his answers are so collective that you can't help but think of what he said and it makes sense.
Yeah.
That sometimes we cause our own disasters when a lot of the negative things are highlighted. It causes a stir of emotions in the citizens, you know, but we also need to be accountable and hold responsibility for certain things that happen. We allow certain things to happen too.
And what some, you know, as they say, you see something, you say something. That's something he always says, and I think it's something with the police as well, right? And, you know, you see crimes happening, you see something that's happening often. And people, members of the public always say, you know, the police are doing nothing, the police not doing nothing. But members of the public have to remember as well, unless a report is made, the police won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So, and Mr. Pierre also, he makes sure to stress on that. And I think that's something as well that the members of the public need to know.
I hope and understand the strength that this justice community clinic is coming with and they've got. So we're very fortunate. Despite all the negative things and the elements, this is something that's very positive in your community, that these attorneys and the law, the police officers are working hand in hand to help. To, you know, this message is coming in from one of our viewers in Jamaica. Good morning, Zelisa. We must continue to commend the Community Justice Clinic, which include those attorneys and the police for the work that they are doing. It is brilliant. It is a brilliant initiative. When I hear the types of issues they are handling, I'm wondering if it might be helpful to have a social worker on their team as well, especially to deal with some types of family and children's issues from a different perspective. I love this.
Love that.
And it's a brilliant idea
think
because
so as
I'm
well.
sure, given the experiences that you would have had firsthand and you could answer now, and especially when it comes to those social things that's very sensitive, like divorce and children and abusive situations, to get that perspective of a social worker
being on board will help everyone.
Soften that a little bit, you know. I think it would be the perfect ingredient to add, and it's something that you all should consider.
Well, I think it's something that Ms. Kadir has already considered in adding on already to our team. But I think obviously we need to just allow the process to take its time, and eventually I think that could be something as well. So we'll have a team of, you know, maybe counselors, a team of attorneys, and a team of officers just working hand in hand. So I think, you know, from our view in Jamaica, great idea.
I love it.
And I think it's something that can be done.
It's something that you could pitch to your team.
Of course.
And we'll throw it out to Ms. Kadir when she joins us later on in the program. So just reminding you that Superintendent Michael Pear may be joining us later on, and Ms. Kadir will be joining us when we return after these messages. But again, just before we go to that break, let's remind our listeners and our viewers, for the benefit of those who thought they heard, not sure, where they're having these meetings. Could you just please remind us?
So it's going to be at the St. Joseph's Police Youth Club, and our next location is the Teachers College in Pointe-a-Pierre.
Great.
From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday.
And
it's going to be this Saturday alone. Last Saturday of the month is the only time that we have these clinics.
Right.
So
whatever you're doing,
find
just
yourself
remember
there.
to find yourself there. What I would also suggest, if you also have whatever documents that you have that could support your case, that could support whatever is happening, whatever scenario, situation, take it with you, because I'm sure they could review it or could lend help to the attorneys to understand the nature of what's happening. And I know you get a lot of land stuff as well, and family bacchanal.
So bring your deeds. If you're coming with a land matter and you know it's something that's going to be related to your property or a property, bring the deed. If there's something that you're going on that's already started in court, bring the court documents that were already filed. Bring those things so at least we can review it. Because if we give you advice without seeing these documents, right, and then those documents are saying one thing and you are saying something else, then you won't be getting the proper advice.
That's true, you know, we interpret things differently, you know. You have 5 fingers and 5 people will give the same situation, but they give a whole different because we see things differently.
Exactly.
So that's why, you know, you need those supporting documents that will really help you and help the attorneys to understand what's happening, you know, and it's important. Whoever, you know, whatever you're facing today, you're crying and you have the tears and you're wondering and you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, then let me tell you something. It's just divine intervention today that you're listening to the radio or you're looking at the show, so that you know now you do not have an excuse to move forward, to say, I have no money, or I don't know what to do, or you're bawling and crying and every day you're stressed out. Now you have a solution to your problem. And you know what? This is free advice. So wherever you are at, try to get some help. Help is on its way. Saturday, put it out there that you're going to go make every effort and every plan to go and get the process started to get yourself on your way to having your problem, whatever it is, legally solved, so you can be happier and live a much more peaceful life. All right, let's go to these important messages. When we return, Miss Attorney at Law Sajina Kadir will be joining us. Stay with us.
On Saturday, 4th February, at the Center of Excellence in Macquarie, feel the beat of soca and chutney on one stage.
Rum on the menu, we not here to pick and choose.
I love choca with Ravi Beaton and Karma.
Drinking fire water, sip on this clay and powder.
Raymond Ramnarine and Dilly the Dan. Ding dong, ding dong. Sean Marshall, Irfan House, Rakesh Yankaran, the A-Team Band, Super Blue, Trinidad Killer, Temper, Iowa George, Nessa Preppy, Jadelle, and much more. General tickets $300. VIP all-inclusive tickets $800. For more info, call 757-8265. Cool us in before 10 p.m. No glass bottles. Brought to you by the Massive Tank Productions in collaboration with Guardian Media.
I love Joker.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
This is
Full 100,
an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then
get Full 100.
Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Trinity Service Center Company Limited, specializing in oil and fuel filters for both diesel and gasoline applications, automotive parts and accessories, making of key duplicates, servicing of both residential and commercial vehicles, which entails but is not limited to oil and filter change, underwash, engine wash, shock oil treatments, and much more. Fleet maintenance services. Come on down and check us out at LP number 602 Southern Main Road, St. Mary's Village, Karapichaima. Find us on Waze. Contact us at 352-0469 313 555 222 4098, or visit our Facebook page for more details. Open from Monday to Saturday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays 7 a.m. to 12 noon.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm Zelisa. To all of our viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, all of our listeners on the new U975 FM Multicultural Radio, as well as all those on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for choosing us, allowing us to influence you in a positive way and answer those unanswered questions. So I'm in conversation with learned attorney at law, Mr. Viren Surnarayan, and today we're actually talking about the Community Justice Clinic. Joining us, I believe, yes, would be attorney at law. Look at her. Glowing as always. And I'm speaking of no other than Miss Sajina Kadir. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you all. Counsel,
we're not hearing her.
Are you all hearing me now?
I'm not getting any volume. 1 minute, darling. We're trying to hear you. So I'm trying to do a little sign here. So I'm not sure if she's hearing me, but I can't hear her. So as soon as we have her audio, let's try this. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Are you hearing me, Zelisa?
Yes, good. I just need a little bit more audio, Mr. Director. Great. Good morning.
Good morning. Always great to be on set with you.
As always, nice to have you, whether you're in the comfort of your
office
office or here with me in studio. It's always nice to have you with us. Before I bring you on into the conversation, a question came in from one of our listeners or viewers, and I'm going to read it. And it says, pleasant good morning, Zelisa and your learned guests. My question is, a family lives on rental land for the past 65 years. All utilities and rental are paid promptly. What's their status legally? Thank you very much.
So I'm not so sure if Ms. Kadir wants to take the answer here. Because
you know what I will say, Counsel, are you all hearing me?
Ms. Kadir, did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Can you respond?
Are you hearing me?
I'm not hearing her anymore.
We're not hearing her, Director. All right. What I'm going to do, because we're having a lot of complications. Okay, I can hear now.
Are you all hearing me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, what I want to say to that caller is there are definitely legal rights available. And with a forum like the Community Justice Clinic, just mere days away on Saturday, make the arduous effort to find one of the locations so that you could attend and benefit not just from a quick, hurried piece of legal advice, but you will actually have an attorney just sit and talk to you in detail. And it's just a few days off from now. And I strongly urge a person to come because there's a principle in law that says you must mitigate or reduce your own losses and problems. So the forum available for free, I strongly suggest that they come down. I just wanted to make sure that the caller is aware of the locations. So just to be clear, the St. Joseph Police Youth Club is Abercrombie Street, St. Joseph.
Can't hear anything. This is what I'm going to do, Director. I'm making the call. Let's abort this call. We'll call her that we normally do on the phone so that we'll have some clarity. We'll just reconnect with you in just a little bit. Thank you so much for understanding, Ms. Kadir. And
I could probably continue for a little bit there.
Please, can you?
So to our caller who's asking that question, and I also agree with Ms. Kadir, you have some rights, but obviously we will need to see some form of paperwork going forward.
Right.
Because, again, you're saying now, you know, there's leasehold land, you've been paying your bills and everything, but we need to determine who exactly is the exact owner of the property.
Right.
You know, and we need to see these documents in order to best advise you, because right now, our advice to you is without seeing any documents.
Right.
And it's a situation like that where you need to see documents.
Right.
In order
Again,
for you to get your best
exactly
advice.
what we were saying before the break, the important thing of bringing some sort of legal document to lend support or to give you some insight in order to move forward, to understand the nature of what's happening. Excellent. So there we go. What other sort, apart from bringing in legal documents, what again would you suggest or request from those people that are coming in?
If there are situations where, you know, we have family matters, and you know, you're not really so sure about if it can be resolved, you know, let's just say you're looking to get a divorce. And, you know, it's a non-contentious divorce. No one is fighting anyone down. The both members of the family can actually come in. So it's not only just the documents, but if it's something where an attorney can sit down and speak with both parties, and, you know, it's not a big fight, anything like that. Bring everyone in.
That's a good idea, because especially if both parties, Akua, could you bring, especially if both parties agree, we're not happy with each other, we agree to disagree, but we agree to understand that we don't want to be with each other anymore.
Two of you
Nothing is wrong. Both of you come, get some, and you never know.
You never know.
You never know. They might advise you to go for a little counsel, and you never know, it might work out. You never know what the end result may be.
It may just be two people bickering over small little issues, right?
And this is where I like that idea from that lady in Jamaica that says if you have a counselor on board initially, they've got strengths in certain things that could pick up certain things, intervene, get that intervention, and solve. Hey, all the merrier. So let us welcome back Ms. Sajina, Kadir attorney at law. Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining us.
Good morning again, Grand Council.
Great.
Good morning.
This is much, much better.
I don't know if my advice came across, but I was telling that caller why receive just very short advice now when the opportunity to be able to speak to an attorney in depth and in detail available for free at 2 locations. I just wanted the members of the public to know the actual addresses. May I say it, Zelisa?
Please, please.
All right. So the St. Joseph Police Youth Club, and that is headed by WPC Goddard. That is located at Abercrombie Street, St. Joseph, and the flyer was sent to your office. So I know you always partner with us to advertise it to the members of the public benefit. And
we certainly will.
Yes, we are grateful. The Point Fortin location is at the Titier Community Center, 222 14th Street, Point Fortin. So there are 2 locations. So I strongly urge that caller and anyone interested in having the benefit of free legal advice where you actually speak to a competent attorney, some over 10 years in practice to address your matter in a timely manner.
Great. Now, earlier on, I know that you were quite busy and consumed. We had one of our viewers from Jamaica who suggested, and I thought it was a brilliant suggestion, that perhaps you should include some sort of counselor or psychologist on board with y'all. What are your thoughts on that?
And do you know, Zelisa, the caller is thinking way advanced and in such a proactive manner because we are engaging in discussions to change the dynamics of the initiative along this year, as we would have mentioned to you. And one of the suggestions was to have a mediator on board. Now, I did mediation, but
brilliant.
We wanted
I know you and I spoke. I know you and I spoke of that because you were very passionate about mediation. You and I had that conversation off air many times.
Right. So I won't undertake the 2 roles, but I will continue my role as an attorney in the clinic, and we will very well consider having on board mediators.
You see, you understand the importance because, you know, now having that experience as a mediator as well, which I'm sure would lend a lot of support and assist you and guide you as well to what you do, especially when it comes to personal, family matters and things like that. It's extremely important that you've got that added strength. But I really support that lady from Jamaica, what she says, and now that you've endorsed it. So we look forward to that happening very soon, changing up the dynamics a little bit.
And the thing is, you know, someone could just come in for legal advice. And when we realize that, you know, it's not legal advice you need, it's just you have some problems that, you know, you just to talk it out with someone.
It could fix your marriage and mend your family. That's what it could do, save an entire family from being broken.
Even children as well, we can probably even get them involved to come and see counselors because some children get bullied in school.
Yes.
And then, you know, they have this mental problem.
A diligent attorney is supposed to know when to enter litigation and when a counsel is saying to engage mediation or counsel services or any other ancillary service besides just litigation.
I totally agree with you, and sometimes it may not only be because of problems within a husband and wife or children, like you were saying, they're children who are very broken. There are families that are fractured because of land dispute. Or because, and I'm sure you get a lot of that. And they're not talking to this one or that one because of jewelry and land and property and house. And does it really matter? Because you have to die and leave it in any case. So why not? No, that's the fact.
That's the thing. That's approach like that, right, Zelisa?
I understand, and I'm sure you see a lot of that. You're bombarded with that constantly. With that being said, we've got to take a quick break. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with Mr. Viren Surinarayan and Sajina Kadir, both attorneys at law. Stay with us.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Chagonas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
The carnival season is upon us. Chutney Soca News, in collaboration with ZMB Communications Limited, is bringing the fun and excitement to you. We are throwing a studio party. Get ready for CSN Live. Live interviews, a live audience, live entertainment, and so much more. This and every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Broadcasting live on Facebook on Chutney Soca News TT, U97.5 FM, Multicultural Radio, and ZMB Communications. You can also look out for the rebroadcast on YouTube on ZMB Communications Limited and Chutney Soca News every Monday at 8 p.m.
My friends, this is Kieran Joseph Samaru. At a time when our country is going through so many challenges, economic challenges, crime, social disruption, a breakdown in infrastructure, and no light at the end of the tunnel, we must stand on a platform together and move forward. Join me on U97.5 FM for the People's Platform, a brand new, dynamic, powerful talk show that gives you, the people, the platform to speak about the issues important to you, the issues important to us. The People's Platform, every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on U97.5 FM. The People's Platform with Kieran Joseph Samaru, standing side by side with you.
Agni Puja and Gift Shop, home to an extensive array of fine jewelry, books, authentic saris and all your puja needs. Telephone 669-5058, located at Caroni North Bank Road, St. Helena.
The carnival season is upon us. Chutney Soca News, in collaboration with ZMB Communications Limited, is bringing the fun and excitement to you. We are throwing a studio party. Get ready for CSN Live. Live interviews, a live audience, live entertainment, and so much more. This and every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Broadcasting live on Facebook on Chutney Soca News TT, U97.5 FM, Multicultural Radio, and ZMB Communications. You can also look out for the rebroadcast on YouTube on ZMB Communications Limited and Chutney Soca News every Monday at 8 p.m.
My friends, this is Kieran Joseph Samaru. At a time when our country is going through so many challenges, economic challenges, crime, social disruption, a breakdown in infrastructure, and no light at the end of the tunnel, we must stand on a platform together and move forward. Join me on U97.5 FM for The People's Platform, a brand new, dynamic, powerful talk show that gives you, the people, the platform to speak about the issues important to you, the issues important to us. The People's Platform, every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on U97.5 FM. The People's Platform with Kieran Joseph Samaru, standing side by side with you.
Agni Puja and Gift Shop, home to an extensive array of fine jewelry, books, authentic saris and all your puja needs. Telephone 669-5058, located at Caroni North Bank Road, St. Helena.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. I am in conversation with learned attorney at law, Mr. Viren Surunarayan, and of course talking to us about the Community Justice Clinic that revolves and goes around the country as well as Tobago as well. They've been servicing people in Tobago as well. Also joining us again, attorney at law, Sajina Kadir. Good morning again and welcome back to the program. Welcome again. Now, I know you wanted to share something that's extremely important. Please, take lead.
Okay, I just wanted to say, every month, the Conversations with Zelisa has partnered with the Community Justice Clinic to, deliver the message to the target population, which we remain very grateful for. On behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Senior Superintendent Michael Payne, the way the schedules were today, it was such an onerous task for him to attend and be in studio due to his commitments. So the TTPS sends its regards and gratitude for continuing to partner with us to deliver the message. And on the next occasion, we hope to be joined by a TTPS representative to engage in discussions for the benefit of the public.
Great. And of course, we want to thank him for his hard work and his commitment as well, and his great contribution towards the success.
Of course, and as you say that, Zelisa, and I'm sure counsel on such will agree with me. And the reason I chose to hurriedly ensure that I proudly wear our Community Justice Clinic t-shirt is because this is a partnered initiative. And sometimes amidst commitments, there's a lot of rush to put things in place. But when we keep our focus on passion and purpose, it remains our driving force, despite sometimes wishing that the day had more than just 24 hours to do everything,
Yeah.
So this t-shirt represents the partnership. We have the Trinidad and Tobago, it's wrong side on this camera, but the Trinidad and Tobago Police logo, as well as the Scale of Justice.
This is nice.
Yes, and to the back has Community Justice Clinic, the Scale of Justice representing the logo for the attorneys, where we try to maintain what is called the overriding objective and ensure fairness is maintained in our practice, in our conduct, in the performance of our duties. And then there's the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service logo, which speaks for itself, and they've always had this acronym about pride, what it entails in their service, and they too want to conduct their duties with regard to fairness and in the interest of justice. So that's how the partnership comes together. And though it is sometimes crazy, and I mean, I'm so appreciative counsel adjusted his schedule to ensure that the clinic was duly represented this morning amidst all other parties' commitments. And it's really a partnership. And Zelisa, I always say, when it comes to teamwork, nobody is an island. So everybody in this would pull their weight and it works out. I don't
say
know
to my staff every time, it's not one person, it's a team. We make it happen. We all need each other because we're all strengths in our own right. And you're right, that's the only way to move forward to get success. It's not one person. And nobody's indispensable as well. But you're correct. Council is here. Today he would have left. It takes time to come here. To be here for an hour, then it takes time to go back with the traffic situation. He would have lost his morning of revenue and business to put this
and we share deadlines, so I understand he has deadlines on the table as well. So as a team lead for the attorneys of the Community Justice Clinic, I applaud your efforts to ensure that you are available to continue to partner with Conversations with Zelisa for the sake of the public knowing where we would be located so that they could benefit from the free service.
Compromise. I told you that. I gave you my word, and when I give my word, it's my word, it's my time. And I think this is important. And if we vouch to inform, educate, and empower, part of that is giving information. Part of that, I may not have money to give somebody, or sometimes I may not have hampers to give food. But if I could give you advice and bring in learn people like yourself and help fix a family and help fix their problems because they don't have money, I'm helping in that way. So I will continue to do partner and help.
Always better to do it together. Thanks very much, Zelisa.
You're welcome.
Let me make a quick note.
Please, sir.
To members of the public, you see the jersey that Ms. Kadir is wearing on there on screen. You will all see both me and Ms. Kadir walking through the streets of St. Joseph today at around maybe 3:30 p.m. or 4 p.m. And we'll be walking through the streets with some officers. And members of the public can come out, they can meet us, they can talk to us.
Yeah.
And this is just to promote the clinic that's happening on Saturday.
And break the ice. Come out and meet and greet. Come out and get yourself.
Who you're going to speak to.
So that you already have that first interaction. You break that little ice. And you know, I like the fact that you're not out there in your suits and your ties and in office wear. I like the fact that you're coming down, you're toning yourself down, so that you break that that barrier. You're breaking barriers like that to be able to communicate. Beautiful.
And we'll also be joined by Mr. Kevon Mattis. You would have met him on set already, and Risa Rajnath. So Risa and Kevon, they've taken time out very last minute of their schedules to ensure the attendee support are there so that the joint outreach initiative with the TTPS takes place successfully later. So hats off to both sides.
Quickly, I know it's at the police youth club in St. Joseph. This is at the police station in St. Joseph. The youth club. Do you have an actual address for our?
Yes.
Can you share that with our viewers and listeners quickly?
Yeah, they actually have a youth club at the Abercrombie Street, St. Joseph, and members of the public could contact us if they need to, find out more.
Share that number quickly.
I'm gonna try. Okay, so it will be 396-8322. 396-8322 for the St. Joseph Clinic.
Right.
And they can call 689-0044, which is my contact number, because I don't have the leader's number for Point Fortin.
Good.
That one will be at the TGA Community Center, Point Fortin.
So let me just remind all of our listeners, all of our viewers, you need further advice, know-how, wherever, please call 689-0044. That's 689-0044 for further details on how you where you need to be at what time, things like that. You have a problem, you identify you have a problem, you don't have the money to fix it, get help, because you can get help. They will advise you. So we are here to do that. We've got to wrap things up. Thank you kindly, Ms. Kadir. See you very soon. God bless you. And thank you so much again.
Thank you as well.
You're welcome. Have a good day. To Mr. Cernarine, sir, again, our heartfelt and sincere thanks. We're full of gratitude.
Of course.
We'll see you all next week on the set. We'll continue with our
talks.
With wills and probates and things
of
like
course.
that. Messages have been coming in on that. So I'll forward the relevant numbers. I thank you
Not
kindly.
a problem.
God bless you. So, my friends, this is where we've got to wrap things up. We've got repeats at 3 o'clock today on Synergy TV. To all of our viewers and our listeners, thank you so much for choosing us. I want to remind you to respect the law of the land. I want to remind you, please, COVID is real. Wear your mask, sanitize, do the responsible thing, take responsibility. And Have yourselves an awesome, safe, beautiful, blessed day today. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us.